And I spoke to both District Attorney Summer Steffens and Williams' attorney about the upcoming parole hearing. Laura Shepard explained Williams' life and way of thinking now is much different than at the time these crimes took place.
He had just turned 15 a couple of weeks earlier. His brain was incredibly underdeveloped. The frontal lobe that you and I rely on to make decisions, to think about consequences, to resist negative peer pressure, he didn't have that capacity at 15. And then you combine that with all the negative pressures that were going on in his life, which included bullying, parental abuse and abandonment, sexual abuse by an adult that was in his social circle. All of those things created an emotional pressure that you and I would find hard to cope with, but as a 15-year-old, he just didn't have the capacity to cope with it. And that's not an excuse, right? It doesn't justify the way he reacted, but it explains the way he reacted.
Who do you say that he is now?
I find him to be mature, intelligent, friendly. His victims are never far from his mind. There have been times when my advice to him has been focused on, you know, what will benefit him legally, and his question is always, okay, but how will it affect them?
Now, the district attorney will be speaking at the hearing as well. She told me changes in the law over the past several years are unfair to the victims of these crimes.
What the victims and community thought is that he would not be up for parole till about 2051, so a long time from now when he's in his mid-60s. But instead, in 2017, a law passed that allowed for juveniles who are convicted of an adult crime to have their dates moved up, so that their date has to be less than 25 years after their sentence.
In your opinion, is that date too soon?
It is too soon, and one of the things that is very difficult, we always have to accept the laws and work under them, but this trend where the laws just change, they have an impact.
His attorney told me he is a different person. He is working towards his bachelor's degree. He is a drug and alcohol counselor. If he does get out, he will not be moving to San Diego. What would your response be?
The reality is that the best evidence, in my experience as a prosecutor, of what someone is capable of doing in the future is what have they done in the past. Actions are the best determinant of future conduct. What if somebody upsets him when he's out? What kind of tools are there for him to not react in the same way?